Welcome back, Wavers. We're going to go into further detail on our fresh seafood situation and markets here in Galveston. We promised we were going to go into a little more as what restaurants and where you can actually go and sit down and have some Gulf fresh food here in Galveston. And we're going to do that right now.
Well, thank you very much, Michael. For everybody, welcome to part 2 of a 3-part series we're doing on local seafood and restaurants and availability here in Galveston. And it's not only restaurants, incidentally. We've got markets where you can stop and pick up and take some shrimp or fresh fish home with you, or they'll pack it in dry ice actually and ship it for you. So there's all kinds of good seafood options here on the island. I'm going to talk today about an article I put together in our May Waves magazine. I listed several of the locally owned restaurants that we have certified either through boat to table or other provenance or actually DNA testing that they're really truly serving fresh Gulf seafood. I always get in trouble when I do lists, so I did this alphabetically, so there's no preferences implied here at all. The other thing is, this is not an exclusive list. There's a lot of restaurants that are not on this list that you can get a quality meal at. And so I don't mean to exclude anyone. This is just what I had when we went to press.
Okay, I just will tell our viewers here of the podcast that every article that Tom produces with Waves Magazine going back years and years is archived on our Waves website, wavesgalveston.com. And you can also find this article on our website, wavesgalveston.com, where you can do further research and get into a little more detail. So turning it back over to Tom, and we're going to talk some specific restaurants here.
Well, here's some specific restaurants that are my favorites that I enjoy. And like I said, I listed these alphabetically, so I'm not doing any grading here or preferencing. But certainly at the start of the list is Benno's Cajun Seafood Restaurant. This is a fine family-owned restaurant that's been around for a long time. They're located on the seawall. It's casual. They have a counter-style ordering model, and they're probably one of your best choices if you're looking for value for your money spent. The quality is great, the portions are large, and the cost is low. And they keep that self-service model so that they can keep their costs down. They also have a large outdoor patio that overlooks the Gulf, and they have off-street parking, which is a really nice thing in Galveston. So it's certainly a place that I recommend. The second on the list is Boulevard Seafood. Boulevard Seafood is a chef-driven restaurant that's probably one of the best and most creative kitchens that we have here in Galveston. They have an incredible daily lunch specials, which is really good opportunity for you to sample their kitchen and wouldn't breaking the bank. And they're just really well known for delivering boat-to-table freshness right to your table. And there's a lot of seafood in different dishes that are hard to find locally, things like escargot that are regularly on the menu at Boulevard Seafood. And their chef, Chris Lopez, just does a tremendous job there. So that's another one that's one of my favorites, and I can highly recommend it. Next on our list was the Cajun Greek. Well, Cajun and Greek, I guess, the Greeks, they've been fishing those islands for a millennium before we ever came around. But the Cajun Greek does a wonderful job. They're renowned for their seafood platters and doing things the way the Greeks would do it, if you will, mixing it up, the different flavors of the Middle East with the freshness of the Gulf. And they're a pretty good place. They've got a lunch special, and they've got a seafood kebab on the lunch special. That's really worth trying. So if you have any comments, Michael, you can just jump in.
I was waiting on your next one here because I have a long lifetime memory coming up on your next one you're going to mention.
Well, Gaido's is the great granddaddy. I mean, they've been around over 100 years, operated by the same family, even to this day. Nick Gaido's running the show over there. And if you want special occasions, or this is your go-to place, it's a destination restaurant. Generations of people have held numerous family events there. They've got excellent meeting rooms and facilities for private gatherings, and it's consistent. You can go there. You always know what you're going to get. You're going to get white table linen service. You're going to get impeccable service from their wait staff, most of them who have been there with them for ages. So it's definitely a quality restaurant. Michael, you've got some.
I did one of our first family vacations that we took in Galveston. We were staying at a hotel that was very close to Gaido's, and we went inside there, and my dad fell in love with it. But it's interesting, when you go in there, you can look at an actual menu they have on the wall from back in the 1960s, and the most expensive item on the menu was $3.50. That was the highest price you'll see. So if you're in there, take a look, go over there and see that they have it framed on a wall in there. And my dad used to say, man, I don't know how often we can go in there. It's a little expensive. So this shows you how times have changed. But the most expensive menu item was $3.50 back in the 60s.
It's amazing. Every time I eat out, I'm shocked at the cost sometimes. But it's just reflective of the cost of doing business and everything else. And I might mention, Gaido's is a more formal, more upscale restaurant. Not really the place you want to go after you've been out, but there's an alternative. You can go right next door in the same parking lot even, is Nick's. And that's a casual restaurant that's run by the same family, same people, same quality food. And you can enjoy yourself. And they've got a patio. You can sit out on the Gulf of Mexico and watch the traffic and the people. So the next restaurant, and this is the place I particularly like, is Huli Hut.
Great owners, Adam and Courtney, wonderful people.
It's a little Hawaiian, little surfy, I don't know. But what it really is back in the kitchen is a serious seafood restaurant. And they're really carved out quite a reputation in South Texas for their crawfish platters and their
We get asked that all the time. Where can we find the crawfish?
And they do it, and they can actually source crawfish year-round. They have it on their menu year-round. They bring them in from Oregon. When the Louisiana fisheries are dormant, they bring them in from other places.
Right.
So you can always get them there. But they've got more than crawfish. Their shrimp platters are just unbelievable. Their kitchen can do it any way you want. You want blackened, broiled, however you want it. They're one of the few restaurants in Galveston where you can bring your own fish in and have it prepared by their kitchen and served to you. And that makes them really popular with our charter fishing industry.
It does. We have, in fact, one of our longtime advertisers, Get Hooked Charters, has a lot of his customers come in after a day out on the ocean and come in, and Huli cooks their meal right there for them, fresh off the boat. So really an outstanding feature they provide there.
Yeah, I agree completely. Plus, you mentioned the owner, Adam and Courtney Lee, and they're certainly wonderful people. So that's another place I fully endorse. The next one, and this is the whale here, Katie's Seafood House. Katie's is the only restaurant that I'm aware of in Galveston that maintains their own fishing fleet. They actually have their own fleet of fishing vessels that bring in fresh seafood, shrimp, grouper, snapper, the full array, a golden tile. It's incredible the variety of fish that they catch and bring in. A portion of it they sell in their retail outlet, and they also have quite a large wholesale business shipping to different parts of the country. The restaurant gets the first dibs, and they get the freshest and the bestest, and we're really fortunate that we can pop into Katie's and any time of the week.
Great ownership and management, no doubt.
It's incredible. When we talk about part 3, and we're going to talk about sustainability and some of the things that are going on, I want to mention Katie's owners, the Gwendon family, and Buddy Gwendon in particular, has been very instrumental in sustainable harvesting and passing legislature that will ensure that we have sustainable harvests, especially species that are endangered like the red snapper, that we can keep this going for generations to come. So
Brett Oneman's good people. He takes care of you when you come in there.
Absolutely. Also, Buddy's done a lot to maintain traceability and work on some of the mislabeling and even counterfeiting that goes on in the industry. So hats off to Buddy. He's doing a great job. I'm hoping we can get him on the next podcast to talk directly to you about what's going on. We're going to move to Little Daddy's Gumbo Bar. Well, Little Daddy's a great place. It's a piece of New Orleans.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorites. They've got maybe the best shrimp cocktail on the island, the Vegas shrimp cocktail favorite.
You got me started with that. That's your fault.
If you want your seafood with a Cajun flair and kick it up a little bit and put some of that Louisiana magic in it, this is the place to go. And not only can you get all your Cajun favorites, your jambalayas and the etouffees, you can also get beignets and some seafood empanadas that are really kind of unique and different.
Just a great vibe there. Wonderful atmosphere.
The nice people and always good service and good value there. The next one on the list, and it happens to be under the same corporate umbrella, the Galveston Restaurant Group, is Saltwater Grill. Saltwater Grill is on Post Office Street, right directly across from the Opera House. It's one of my all-time favorite restaurants. It's chef-driven. Chef Megan does a wonderful job, and she's just incredible with her chowders. The different bisques that she puts together are absolutely amazing. And you're always assured the best and freshest food. Their happy hour is pretty remarkable. They've got a nice happy hour menu with some good niblets. And I want to also mention, and I'll give them a plug here because they are one of our advertisers. Thank you very much.
We appreciate that.
Although primarily a seafood restaurant, you can get a really darn good steak there. They do a Wednesday night terrific prime rib special. Just really incredible. And to make it even more compelling, they offer their wines at half price bottled wine. So it's really a deal. Lastly on this list is Shrimp and Stuff. Shrimp and Stuff is locally owned, been around a while. It's got two locations. They've got a very casual location on 39th and O that has a limited menu, primarily fried fish and fried shrimp, in a relaxed, casual environment. Downtown on 25th, across from the City Hall, they've got a more formal restaurant that has a more diverse kitchen. You could get the menus expanded, and you can get your fish prepared any way you want. You want it blackened, or you want it broiled, or however you want it. It doesn't have to just be fried. They also offer red snapper and some other species. Whatever happens to be available at the market that morning, they'll typically offer half specials or something. But Shrimp and Stuff is another locally owned restaurant that I highly recommend. A big parking lot, no problems with finding a parking place, and they also have meeting rooms that are quite popular for after church on Sundays. They open for brunch. So,
And Tom, we're thinking if people go out a little farther west of the island, we have a really fine restaurant there, Jim Somerville's Cooper's Landing, which is really redecorated and made a really fine venue there with great golf views. And might want to touch on Cooper's Landing for a minute.
Actually, that's an excellent point, Michael. I mean, we tend to, Galveston, us East Siders, we tend to think the world stops at 61st Street. We'll get a nosebleed if we cross the road. But, Galveston is growing, and it's growing westward. And areas like Jamaica Beach and Sea Isle and these areas are growing. There's a lot of people out there, and it's very underserved in terms of restaurants and other things. There's some places out there that I really like, and one of them is Cooper's Landing. And like you said, Jim really does a fine job, and it's a nice restaurant.
Plenty of parking,
a great golf view.
And the view, you just can't beat the view. So I would highly recommend that, along with all the other fine restaurants that we mentioned here.
I fully concur. And if you live on the west side, or if you're vacationing in Galveston and you want to venture out towards Jamaica Beach, why, I could certainly recommend Cooper's Landing. It's a wonderful place. That was the list that I had, and I want to emphasize it's not exclusive.
No, there's many more that we will cover in future podcasts. And I will mention, to be sure and go through our restaurant section each month in Waves Magazine, and it's archived online because we started a new feature that Tom and I thought about. We feature a local chef each month doing their favorite dish of the month, and they give you the recipe. It's a great section. We also have different featured dishes in sections of Waves Magazine that you can see, and that's an every month feature with Waves. We want to be the leader in this area for all things food and restaurants, and thanks to Tom, I think we've done that. I think we're going to wrap it up now. Be sure and check us out, wavesgalveston.com. Come to our social parties. We're going to have our 9th anniversary party coming up soon. We'll keep you informed on that. Tom, any final thoughts?
No, not really, Michael. Just, again, appreciate the opportunity you gave me to do this and give a little more visibility to our visitors on what's happening with the seafood scene here in Galveston, the restaurant scene in general. And thank you for hosting.
Very welcome, and thank you. We look forward to seeing you around the island. Take care.